Recording, and let's go ahead and take a comfortable seat. You're welcome to close your eyes or cast your gaze down. And initially, can you notice how the flesh of the buttocks meet the surface beneath you? You might notice a difference on the two sides. And then lengthening your spine up towards the sky. And dropping your attention down into the space of your heart. Drop into your Ujjayi breath. And balance the inhale with your exhale. So it'll be a 1-to-1 ratio, the inhale to the exhale. And in the Ujjayi, can you smooth out the breath? Can you smooth the wrinkles that could be present upon the exhale? Or possibly the inhale. This is Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know. As the in-breath grows deep, the out-breath grows slow. Breathing in makes me calm, and breathing out brings me ease. With the in-breath, I smile. With the out-breath, I release. Breathing in, there is only the present moment. Breathing out, it is a wonderful moment. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease. Smile, release. Present moment, wonderful moment. At the bottom of your next exhale, Release any control on your breath. Bring your hands in Anjali Mudra. And this morning, we're going to chant Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sa Vidyam Karava Va'ai Teja Svina Tamastu Ma Vivisha Va'ai. May we be protected. Together, may we be nourished. May our practice have great energy. And may it bring illumination to any of the darkness. And may we not hate or dispel each other. Take a deep inhale. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Savidyam Karava Va'ai Tejasvina Varim Tamastu Ma Vivyashavai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then with your next exhale, bow your head towards your heart. Release your hands. And lift your gaze. Okay, great. Good morning, Carol. Welcome. All right, so we're going to come to standing. And I'd like you to take standing next to a wall, the right side of your body, close to a wall. And when you stand next to the wall, can you stand probably about 2 or 3 inches away from the wall? Okie dokie. So I'm going to be a few inches away from the wall. And this is going to depend also upon your shoulder. I mean, I want you to be able to lift the right arm all the way up the wall. So if that's difficult for you to do when you stand really close, you know, you can stand farther away, but as close as you can, right hand up the wall. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and rise up to the balls of the feet. So there goes the right hand farther up the wall. Can you keep the right hand there? Don't allow the right hand to slide down. And then with your next exhale, just make a little bend to the left knee. Bring your awareness between the top of the pelvis on the right, all the way up to the lower right rib cage. And keeping the right hand up, I'm slowly descending the right foot. The right heel may not reach the floor. That's not the goal. The goal is not that it does reach the floor. The goal is really, how do I create space? This is a really good one for you, Kelly, since I see you joined class this morning. So on that right side, How do I expand the space between top of the pelvis on the right, back of the lower right rib cage, front of the lower right ribs? If my right heel does touch down, I might begin to bring the left one down, but these aren't the goals, is to have the heels down. The goal is to keep lengthening through the side. All right, and then when I come out, I usually step away from the wall. You don't have to do it that way. It's just the way I like to release my shoulder. And then we're gonna turn around to the other side. So we're a few inches from the wall, left hand all the way up, come up on the balls. There goes the left hand up the wall. I'm gonna glue my finger pads and knuckles to the wall and begin to bend the right knee a little as I lengthen from the top of the pelvis on the left to the left rib cage, all the way up, rib by rib by rib. Trying not to hurry, right? Like Lynn was saying, not hurrying. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go, except right now in the present. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we'll step up, bring the arm down. You can go over to your yoga mat. Let's take a wide stance on the mat. Diego, my sweet Diego. Come here, buddy, you gotta go in. Okay, wide stance on your mat. Make your feet parallel. You might need your blocks, I don't know. You're gonna bow forward, hands in downward dog arms. So you might need blocks for that, depending on the length of your hamstrings. But walk the arms forward, be on your finger pads as opposed to the palm. Be on the finger pads like a spider with a lift at the center of the palm so that from the back of the forearm all the way to the wrist is a straight line. The palm is open, kind of like if I was opening up through the armpit. And right now, you're strongly reaching from the outside of the shoulder blades to the upper arms, all the way towards the finger pads. Deep breath in. And with the exhale, take the rib cage toward your pelvis. And you're practicing Ujjayi, so breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, there's only the present moment. Breathing out is a wonderful moment. Even as I open through my ribs, through my side body and my spine. All right, then we're gonna walk the hands under you, shift them up to your hips and come up to standing. You can step your feet back together and we're gonna take our blocks to take Parsva Konasana, side angle pose. So if you take your blocks, you'll step the feet wide again. And let's turn you're gonna go to your right. So I'll mirror you, right foot out. Have a block at the outer right ankle or shin, a block or maybe two blocks, depending on what you need. You'll have your right hand will be on the block lightly, okay? So here we go, let's inhale the arms out and exhale, side angle pose. So pelvis moves away from the front leg, Hand comes down to lightly touch the block. And can you reach, we were saying from, this would be the right hip, the inner right hip, all the way through the core of the pelvis to the inner left hip, and then back into the back heel. And then from the skyward side of the body, that skyward side of your pelvis, can you lengthen up through the side body, all the way out the fingers. So the left arm is straight. Deep breathing still. And then with your next inhale, let's come up. And let's exhale and take the second side. Again, if you have questions during class, you're welcome to unmute yourself and ask. Here we go, when you're ready. Inhale the arms wide. And exhale to side angle. I usually bring my backhand on my pelvis to start. Again, I'm not putting a lot of weight into the hand that touches the block. I just have my fingertips there. But I want to balance the weight in the hips, and I want to feel from the left hip joint through the center of my pelvis to the right hip joint, all the way into the back heel. And then from the crest of the pelvis, all the way through the side. There goes the arm. And then we'll inhale, come up. Let's step the feet back together, mountain pose. Inhale, lift both arms. Reaching all the way up. Reaching through the fingertips. Reaching all the way into the earth. Another deep inhale. As you exhale, chair pose. Next inhale, straighten the legs again, all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Step the feet wide apart. We're going to take warrior two to your right. Warrior two to the right. Inhale the arms wide when you're ready. And exhale, warrior two. So on the back arm, can you reach all the way from the front of the chest through the front of the left shoulder, all the way out to the fingertips? And then let's release the back arm. Turn the front palm skyward, rising. With your exhale, warrior two. And then we'll inhale, lift both arms, straighten the front leg. Release the arms and spin the feet the other direction. Side two. Inhale the arms wide when you're ready. And then exhale, warrior two. I'd go a little longer, Ellie. Take just a couple more inches in between the feet. Practicing the ujjayi. Reaching the breath. I think you could go longer, Al, just a little longer stance. Warrior two is a pretty long stance. This looks good, Lise. Yeah. And Ann Weber, Ann, so at the front of the right shoulder, relax the top of the right shoulder. There you go, there, yeah. And then from the sternum, from the chest, you're reaching across the front of the chest. Yep, all the way to the right fingers. Good. Oh, yeah, wonderful. This is so beautiful. This is great. And rising warrior, sorry. Inhale, rising. So even when I do the rising warrior, I'm still strong through the back leg, reaching serratus anterior all the way up to the left fingers, back to warrior two. That's it. And there we go. Let's inhale, lift both arms. And we'll straighten the front leg and let's step the feet back together again. Okay. Can we take another wide stance? We're going to take a twist with this wide stance. So if you know you need blocks, use them. Use those blocks. If you've got the DNA of just a little, less length in the hamstring, use these great tools. All right, so you're going to bow forward. So if you need blocks here, use them for the twist. And you'll just let's take your right hand block into the space between your two hands. Right fingertips on the block. Left hand up on the hip. Let's reach strongly from the back of your left shoulder blade. Oh no, this is your right hand. From the back of your right shoulder blade into your right hand. There's where the twist starts coming in. Some of you might add the left arm. Exhale to center. Switch your hands. Reach from the back of the left shoulder blade. So all the way from the base of the neck, down the spine of the left scapula, all the way through the left arm, the left forearm, into the fingers, twisting to your right. And possibly some of you might add the arm, but it's not like you're getting any extra bonus points or more enlightenment if you reach the arm up. And then exhale back to center. Bow forward. Release the head, release the neck. And then we're gonna walk the hands out, shift them up to the hips. And inhale, come up. And we'll step the feet together. And then we're gonna take Utthita Trikonasana. So it's an extended triangle pose. Let me show you this one before you go. We're gonna do it where we step the feet apart. It's not as wide as a warrior two stance because both legs are gonna be straight. When you go, see normally you would have the block close here. We're gonna do like we did yesterday where you reach, keeping both legs straight, you're gonna reach that right hand block out as far as you can. It's on a tilt. And then you'll turn, reach the other arm up and overhead. Okay? Ready? So take the feet apart for triangle. And initially, so the inhale, arms out, take your time here. And then as you exhale, let's take left hand on the hip as you move the pelvis to point towards the back leg. And the right hand comes down, there's your block. And can you reach the block forward some? Have it a little tilted. Bring the fingers on the block. So there's length right there in the lower leg, the front leg, through the side body, turning the torso towards the sky, and then when you're ready, reach your other arm up, and then balance the weight in the front foot. Make sure you don't have all the weight in the right outer heel, and begin to reach that arm overhead. And then look down at the front foot. And you can leave the block, inhale, come up. And you can step the feet together. And then you're going to take the second side. So you'll step the feet apart again, triangle. Left foot forward, right foot back. And when you're ready, inhale, take the arms out. Exhale, so the pelvis shifts away from the front leg towards the back leg. The left hand comes down, and then when the left hand touches that block, shift it forward. Put it up on a little tilt. I would tilt it the other way, Lise, toward you. Is that, yeah, now walk it a little farther away from you. Yeah, so just the fingertips actually are usually how I get my block there. Then, so if you wanted to, Jackie, you could reach your left block a little farther, tilt it, tilt the left block toward you. Stand it on its little edge there. There you go. Great, everyone. Okay, good. And maybe you turn the torso first, then you reach the right arm up, and then you reach it overhead, palm facing either towards the floor or behind you. It is a balancy little rascal, isn't it? But go back to your breathing. That looks so great though, Lise. I love seeing this length in the side body. Yeah, wonderful. Good, Anne. Yeah, great. Good. Good deal. Yeah. You might even, Al, go a little longer. Take your right foot back a little bit, like 2 or 3 inches back. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale and come up. And step the feet together, great. Okay. Lots of length we're looking for in the side body this morning. So now, we're gonna take Parsvottanasana, and this time, we're gonna use the blocks again, and we're gonna do, again, some lengthening, and here's what it's gonna look like. I'm going to take my bottom block actually tall, and I'm going to let me try this before you do it. Put my second block on top of it, kind of like the letter T. So it looks like that. And then, let's see how this goes. Okay, so if I'll step my left foot back first. The feet are at hip distance. I'm facing towards my staff. Inhaling out. Exhale, I'm bowing forward. So I'm going to bring my hands to my staff. And this time I am going to do at least like you had it. I'm going to tilt that away. So I can lengthen through serratus anterior, reaching towards my blocks. Okie dokie. Let's come to standing there. You can make your little tower with your blocks. Now, if you have more blocks, you could make it taller if you need to. And then let's step left foot back. The back foot has a slight turn out to the left. Right leg straight. And we'll inhale the arms wide. And exhale, begin to bow forward. So both legs are straight. I reach my arms forward, tilt my blocks away from me, and reaching, lengthening out, serratus anterior towards the hands. So from the side body, I'm lengthening. Breathing in and breathing out. And then with the inhale, reach into the back leg. You're coming all the way up. Step the back foot forward. Step the right foot back, second side. So back foot has a slight turnout. You've got your little stack there. Your pelvis is facing toward those blocks. Inhale the arms out. And then exhale, bowing forward, straight ahead toward the front leg. Both hands are on the blocks. Both hands. There you go. That's it. Both hands. You tilted that away from you. And then can you lengthen from serratus anterior, from the side rib cage, all the way towards those blocks, opening up. The ears might be fitting between the arms. Don't have to hold any tension in my neck. That's it. Good. Yeah, that's right, Michael. I would turn down a little more, like let the heart turn down, let the collarbones roll down. Collarbones, upper inner collarbones roll in and down. Okay. And then reaching into the back leg. This is help with balance. Reaching into the back foot, begin to come up. Excellent. Step forward. Okay. Inhale, lift both arms. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. You have your blocks, so if you need them, go ahead and use them so that you can keep both legs straight right now. Bowing forward again. There's the turning in, the inner collarbones roll in. Let's inhale, lengthen forward, breathing in. Exhale, downward facing dog, or you could take puppy pose or whatever, however you modify for this piece. If I'm in downward facing dog or puppy, I'm actively reaching all the way towards the finger pads and knuckles. Can downward dog or puppy pose feel like a resting pose right now? So breathing in, there's only the present moment. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease. All right, and then let's walk the hands toward the feet. Shift the hands to your hips. Lift through the top of the breastbone. Inhale, come up. Exhale your hands, Anjali Mudra. Breath traveling in, so that breathing in, present moment. Breathing out, wonderful moment. and release that. This can be hard because we get so caught in either the past or the future and there's so much happening right now that we go, wait, wonderful moment, really? No, what is the present moment? It's just this. All right, so one more standing pose. One more standing pose is going to be half moon pose. I know, some of you love it, some of you don't. But here's an option, right? Here's your option for doing it. If you want to use a wall, when you set up for this half moon, I'm going to put my blocks out in front of me. They're a good distance away from my feet. The inside of my block is lined up with the little toe side of my foot. But I have to set up how near or far I am from the wall, right? So I just took a guess. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to test that guess out, and I'm going to see if I lift my back leg and I don't quite touch the wall. I'm pretty happy because I want to reach back. There's just my toes, my big toe, second toe, third toe touching that. And I notice I can actually walk my one block a little forward. So this will be an option for half moon. Okay? So do you want to stand on your, if you're already up, you're fine. Otherwise, you might go ahead and stand on your left leg first. You could come into it from Tadasana, or you can come into it once you get the length. You could come into it from Tadasana if you want to work with your balance. So if I'm going to stand on my left leg, I'm going to just take the right one back a little. I've figured out the distance from the wall. Connect to the breath. And then with the next exhale, pick up the back leg and begin to lower. And then I'll take my right hand on my hip, reach back. I find the wall just with my toes. I'm going to reach a little bit into my left hand, turning my torso and reaching my arm up. As you exhale, you can release the right arm down. The torso turns toward the ground. Bend the front knee, lift the left hand to come back to Tadasana. Second side. So step the left foot back just a bit. Take a deep inhale. And then with the next exhale, pick up the back leg and start to lower towards the block. Then, so standing leg is straight and strong. This is good, Al, I like it. This is great. The lifted leg, that looks good. I wonder, how's that distance feel, Allie? I think you could almost be a little farther from the wall, but you're welcome to stay there since you already have that up there. Left hand comes up on the hip. Reaching into the earth, turning towards the sky, lengthening the arm up. That's it, Patricia, and really reach through the ball of the lifted leg. Lengthen out the ball of that leg and pick it up. There, yes, and reach back, all the way back through that lifted leg. Yeah, that looks great. Good, Kelly, great. And then if you're practicing with the Tadasana piece, you turn towards the ground, and then you bend the front knee, and you come back to Tadasana. Go, Jackie, go. Great. And then we come back to standing. Okay. So now I want to take an opener for the upper back. So we're going to come down to the ground. And let's build let's take our 2 blocks end to end. And you know, if you have a bolster, you could put the bolster right on top of those two blocks, okay? If you do not have a bolster, let's take a blanket, which is, you know, I'm gonna fold it in half lengthwise, and I'm gonna take the rolled end of my blanket away from me. And then I'm gonna take another blanket, same way, stack it on top. Okay, at least two, you know, maybe three. I'm gonna go for three. At least two, maybe a third. Then I'm gonna sit in front of this, take I'm gonna lean back into my little stack, take my hands behind my head, and this time I'm gonna lift my hips up and begin to allow myself to open up and over this little stack I've made. Elbows toward each other. If you need to keep the hands behind the head the whole time, that's fine. My little stack is coming in right at the base of my skull. And it's okay with my neck. I'm gonna reach my arms forward. I still have my hips lifted. So I'm taking the top of the breastbone towards the throat. Ribs 1, 2, rolling up towards the throat. Maybe I also can take my pelvis down a little, but not if it pulls my heart down towards the belly. I want the heart to be going towards the throat. You could have your hands behind your head this whole time. And then all of us will bring our hands behind our head, elbows toward each other. With your exhale, lift the chin to the chest, lower the pelvis to the ground, and then reach one leg forward and come up to sitting. All right, and then I'm gonna move my blankets out of the way, or bolster. Move my blocks out of the way. Grab your strap, and I'm gonna have just the strap. I don't need the loop. It's just a big strap. Okay, I'm gonna lie down on my back, and we're gonna take a reclined version of Upavista Konasana. All right, so I'm gonna bring the strap over the heels, right in front of my heels. And then I'm gonna take the legs wide apart. As wide as they'll go. I can wrap the strap around my hands. And I can drop back into the presence of my breath again. There's always the opportunity there to drop into your breathing. Let's let the back of the sacrum find the ground. If you feel like you had suddenly kind of noticed how the sacrum, maybe you were, had a little arch in the back. Let's let the back of the sacrum soften down towards the ground. And I can keep softening the sacrum. Reaching my arms, maybe toward my feet, depending on, what I'm able to do. And then let's bring the legs together. You can bend the knees and take the strap off. Let's take both feet to the ground. Knees are bent, both feet on the ground. Pause here for a moment and bring your attention into the sacrum on the ground right now. And see if you can notice on the sacrum, is there one side, this triangular bone that's between the two pelvic bones? How do the two sides feel? Does one side of the sacrum feel more broad, more at ease at how it meets the ground? Maybe one side feels a little bit more like, almost like the fibers in it are running more vertically. It might feel more narrow. All right, so let's roll over to one side and use your arms. You're gonna push yourself up. And I wanna take Marichyasana 3. So you might need a blanket to sit upon. You, just to give your pelvis a little bit of height. You're gonna straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee. Straighten the right leg, bend your left knee. You're gonna be turning towards the bent knee, your left knee. So bring your left arm behind you and either clasping the outer, the hand to the outer knee, put it in the elbow, or take the elbow on the outside. Let's turn the gaze. We're twisting towards your left, towards your bent knee. But let's bring just the gaze back to look towards the big toe. So we're getting this full rotation in the thoracic spine and the neck. And then can you bring the felt sense into the left side of the sacrum, the bent knee side of your sacrum. And no, there's these little foramen, these little holes in the sacrum where the nerves come out. So put your felt sense in that area. Put your awareness in the bone. And see if you can make it a little more spongy, the holes a little more broad. And then we'll turn back to center. Switch sides. So left leg straight, right knee bent. Right hand behind. Clasping the knee like you did on the other side. And then turning the gaze, just the gaze, back towards the left, back towards the big toe. And on the bent knee side, your right side, whatever the bent knee is, bring the felt sense into the back of the sacrum there and see if with your awareness, can you broaden the sacrum? What happens to the twist when you broaden through the back of your sacrum? And then let's exhale and come back to center. Both legs straight. Let's reach the arms forward, just towards it, wherever it is. It could be the thighs, the knees, the shins, just a real easy reach forward. Reaching into the back body. Go ahead and let the back of your body be broad here. Let's use a strap. It really makes this pretty nice. Let's take your strap and just put it around your feet. You can wrap it around the hands, and then holding that, lean back like you're resting back into a hammock so that you can broaden the back of the sacrum. Because sometimes we feel the sacrum become more narrow. So we're resting into the back body. It's like we're holding onto a swing. We're just letting the back body be broad. And then we'll go ahead and release that. Lift through the chest. Take the strap off. And let's take Vajrayavasana. So what does that mean? The pose of the sage. So I like to take a blanket, and I typically will fold this into more of a square. And I'm going to take the pointy end of that square to sit upon. I'm going to put your left sit bone. I'll be the mirror. The left sit bone there. And let's meet. So right now you would have your right leg in Virasana. So you might explore like Ingrid with your knee. If this is too uncomfortable, raise yourself up higher, or just take more of a straight-legged version or a reclined version. Otherwise, we're going to take our strap. So Maria, you might bring the left foot up into lotus pose. Those of us that don't sit in lotus, we'll take our strap, the loop. I have a little loop in my strap. I need a different color strap. It's going to go around my bent, this foot, which is going to be your left. And then that's going to go behind me. You're going to reach your left arm around behind you to grab the strap. And the right hand to come to the outside of your left leg. So Vajrayavasana 2, you're twisting. That left hand reaching way around the body. So can you lift through, not pulling the left elbow back, but lifting through that serratus on the left side. Lift it up. And let's look up. And then release. Second side. So you can, I've got bring your left leg into Virasana. I have it'll be your right foot to the inner thigh. I'm going to take a strap over that. Bring the tail of the strap to the left side of your body. Right arm comes behind you, grabs onto the strap. And then the left hand might come all the way across to the outer right thigh. And the gaze, I'm going to look up. And then we're going to exhale, come back to center. Remove that. Let's take both legs straight again. Give the knees, the legs, like you're smoothing them out, just like you smooth out the breath, you're smoothing out the knees and the legs. Okay, so now I want to come back down to pranayama. I want to set up for pranayama. All right, so if you'll take one of your blankets with that rolled end facing your body, and then take another blanket on top of that one. All right, I have mine dropped back about 1 inch. And then a third blanket or pillow that's going to go underneath the head. Sit in front of this. Both legs are going to be straight. This is the same way we were lying down yesterday, if you were here. Slide this pillow or blanket just to meet the tops of the shoulders. And rest the arms out to the sides, palms up towards the ceiling. So initially, you're just dropping down into the presence of your breath. And we're going to practice not breathing into the belly right now, but bringing the breath rib by rib by rib through the side body, climbing all the way up the side ribs towards the armpits. The exhale, you're just releasing the breath back out, not controlling the exhale. The inhale, again, starting at the bottom side ribs and moving the breath up 1 rib at a time. If you notice that you feel the breath in the belly, go back. This is, you're directing the breath to the side ribs, 1 rib at a time. And the diaphragm, if you remember, the diaphragm, the breath is coming from the center and it moves out. It comes from the center of the diaphragm and it moves out to the ribs. So see if you can notice, like the sun and the rays of the sun, the breath moving out to these ribs from the center of that diaphragm. So the ribs, the bone of the ribs Can you think of the bone of the ribs as more spongy? And that space, the muscles and fascia, that the fascia that wraps the bones, it wraps all the muscles and the nerves. So that gliding action on the inhale, if you can feel how there can be space and it opens up between each rib and between the space between the lungs and the ribs on the inside. And for some of you, you might be comfortable and restful and this position feels great. And for others of you, this position of the body may not feel that restful. So we're going to transition to Shavasana. So please feel free to change the support beneath you as you come down to resting in Shavasana. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know. As the in-breath grows deep, the out-breath grows slow. Breathing in makes me calm. Breathing out brings me ease. With the in-breath, I smile. With the out-breath, I release. Breathing in, there's only the present moment. Breathing out, it is a wonderful moment. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease. And just taking a moment to drop your attention into the space of your heart. And just remember something you are grateful for. And allow that gratitude to go from your heart all the way through your body. And then deepening your breath. Begin to bring some movement to your body. And make it a mindful transition over to one side. And use the support of your arms to bring yourself back up to sitting. Join your hands in Anjali Mudra. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Let's see, I'm going to stop recording.